Vatsala, can you please read out the points? Can you please unmute yourself and read out these 2 bullet points?
Yeah. The waste generated in the process of digestion is expelled from the large intestine through anus. Carbon dioxide produced in the process of respiration is expelled from the lungs through the nostrils.
Correct. I hope both these points are self-explanatory.
Ma'am,
Right? Yes.
ma'am, last year my ma'am had said that the process of removing the removing waste is called ma'am, I think assimilation or egestion. Egestion, ma'am, and then the process of removing toxic substances is called excretion.
Right. See, basically excretion, happens in various ways. Egestion is just the process of removal from our digestive system. Right? When it comes from the large intestine to the anus, that is called egestion. But excretion can happen in the form of urine. It can happen in the form of, through anus. Right? So it can happen.
Sweat.
Sorry?
Sweating.
Sweating, yeah. Sweating, yes, absolutely sweating. Correct. So that's excretion. Excretion are of various types, but egestion is just when it is expelled out of the large intestine through the rectum and then the anus. Okay. So these 2 points we are thorough with. Excretion in humans. Vatsala, can you please also read these points here to here?
Yeah. Excretion in humans. Chemical waste like urea are excreted by the urinary system and skin. The excretory system in human beings consists of the following organs: a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, the urinary bladder, and urethra.
Correct. Correct. Okay. So you can read out the next portion also, urinary system or excretory system.
Okay, so like from kidneys?
Yeah, from kidneys.
Okay. In our body, there is a pair of kidneys located in the abdomen, one each on either side of the
vertebral column.
vertebral column. Each kidney is brick red in color and bean shaped. It weighs about 150 grams and is about 12 centimeters in length, 6 centimeters in width, and 3 centimeters in thickness.
Correct. So that's the statistics of the kidneys. That's the length, breadth, and width of the kidneys, which is there on the either side of the vertebral column. Vertebral column is basically the backbone of the spinal cord that we have. Basically, all of us know that the kidneys are bean-shaped organs, right? These are like bean-shaped, and there are these 2, vessels which comes out of the respective kidneys. These are called the ureters. And, these collect the waste into a bag, into a sac-like of structure, which is known as the urinary bladder. And there is an outlet here, there's an outlet from where all the toxic liquid comes out. That's known as the urethra. Correct? So basically ureters are these two basically tube-like structure coming and joining at the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder is the one, which when it fills up with urine, that is when the pressure is generated and, one visits the washroom, right? So this happens maybe after every 2-3 hours or every 4-5 hours, depending on how much liquid or how much fluid one drinks, right? And there are these multiple cells, thousands of cells, renal cells, right, which are there in the kidneys, which are specialized cells which has the capability or the capacity to filter toxic toxic materials and then send all these toxic materials along with the water and pass it on through the urethra.
The ureters are 2 thin-walled urine carrying ducts. A ureter originates from each kidney and is about 30 centimeters in length. The ureters run downward and open into the urinary bladder.
Correct.
Urinary bladder.
As I had explained, it's like a bag or a sac-like structure, which keeps on storing the urine, and once it's full, one gets the pressure and then one visits the washroom. Okay, next, urinary bladder.
It is a bag-like structure in which urine is stored. Its size and position varies with the amount of urine.
Urethra. The urethra is the duct which finally discharges urine from the body. Function of kidney. They filter wastes from the blood. They help in the formation of urine. They help in eliminating harmful substances from the body. They maintain the water and mineral balance in the body. Skin.
Correct. So that is the function of the urethra and the entire, excretory system. That was the entire excretory system with regards to the kidney, ureters, urinary bladder, and the urethra. Right? That was one part of the excretory system. Now coming to the second part, which is the skin. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Skin. Skin is the outer body covering of human body. It is made up of several tissues, layers, cushioned by fats underneath. Skin has many functions. Skin provides stimulation, protects against infection, prevents from drying out, regulates body temperature, stores fats, makes vitamin D, and above all excretes waste such as sweat.
Correct. All right. Thank you. So, this, how the sweat formation is done, maybe we'll study another day. But what, we feel is like a very thin layer of skin, right? We think that our skin layer is very thin. Actually, it is thin, but there are several layers to it, right? The uppermost layer is called the epidermis. How can you feel which is an epidermis? During the winters, when you scratch your skin, right? There's a white color mark that you get on your skin if your skin is dry. So that is the uppermost layer, which is called the epidermis, and that is the thinnest layer. Epidermis is the thinnest layer of the skin, right? Which actually, when it gets injured, when you get injured, it actually, your skin gets injured till quite a depth, which here, you may feel, but actually it's not that much. And that is where, you have all the blood capillaries, and it punctures, and then the bleeding happens. Right. Now we also have a layer called dermis, which is one of the thicker layers as compared to epidermis. Right. Now the dermis has basically within itself a network of nerves. If somebody touches you by your hand, you have a sensation, you have a feeling. How do you have a feeling? Once you have the feeling here, once somebody touches, for example, somebody touches you here. So your nerves will actually get the stimuli. It is so quick. It will send the stimuli to the brain, right? It will send the stimuli to the brain. And then the brain will send the stimuli to your mouth. And then maybe from your mouth you will say, what happened? Why are you calling me? Did you call me? So all these things, the entire the sending and receiving of signals happens in less than a second, less than fraction of a second, because the human body is equipped in handling multiple things together. Not only touch. If somebody, maybe, you touch and feel a warm cup of tea, how do you feel that it's warm? Sensation. They say, through skin you can sense. Again, the nerve receives the signal, Are Baba, this tea is warm. I don't know what is the temperature, but I know it could be somewhere close to 45 degree. It's hot. So it sends signal to the brain. The brain sends back signal to the hand saying, Haath hata lo, it's hot. You will get scalded. So you just remove your hand from the hot cup, thinking that you will get scalded. You will, get hurt. So basically all this sending and receiving of signals happens very fast through our skin. And below the dermis is basically the follicles, basically the fat, the follicles.
Ma'am, the adipose tissue.
The adipose tissues are also there. They have not shown it here. There is a layer of adipose tissues basically. These yellow substances are supposed to be adipose tissues, which acts as a cushion. If the adipose tissues were not there, our skin would have come in direct contact with these nerves, and then just below it we had the bones. So we would have felt all bony. If you touch somebody, the person would have felt bony because you could have actually felt the skeletons, the bones. So there's, a adipose layer of adipose tissue which keeps our body warm during the winters, right? And there are also certain oil glands here. For example, how much ever soap you use, you wash your hands, you clean your hands, your skin, etc. Still, you will find, there is a bit of, I would not say oiliness, but then again, there's a bit of shine, right? There's a bit of luster in your skin, and that is because of the oil glands present here. How much ever dry skin you have. So this replenishes the lost, every time you wash your skin with soap, this replenishes the lost oil from your skin, and it makes a layer. Why? Why does it need to put a layer? Otherwise your skin will
Like a
become
lubricant.
as a lubricant, very good. And otherwise your skin will become too dry. And anything, if it is dry, you know what happens during the winters. It will get scratched, you will get cuts, right? There will be no moisture, your skin will look lackluster, right? So all these things happen. And the tiny hairs that we have on our skin, right? The roots go as deep as this. So how much ever, people shave from their skin, from their hands, so it's just the upper cut that you do. It basically needs to be pulled out from here. The follicle is deep here. So one needs to pull out the follicle. If the follicle is gone, only then the hair will be gone permanently.
Ma'am,
Or
that's why the fathers have to shave every day.
every day, because they are just cutting off, the hair from the skin, from the epidermis. They are not taking out the follicle. Once the follicle is taken off, this hair will never grow again. If it's an unwanted hair, then the follicle must be taken off.